Hey, it's been a while, but I'm here. I'm back, and we're talking about the best games of 2016. In my opinion, of course, a lot of this is going to be subject to change depending on what you find your taste in games. These are just the games that I played this year that I found were the best, and I don't think of any better way to kick off 2017 than with a whole bunch of positivity. So we're going to be taking a look through my top 10 games with some honorable mentions. My top 10 games of 2016. Let's go. Shantae HalfGenie Hero. So this game actually wasn't on my radar because I didn't even know they were making it, to be completely honest. I've always been a pretty big fan of the Shantae series, and I didn't really know this game was even coming out until just about a month before it did. So, my bad, but I'm glad I noticed when I did because this game is a ton of fun. The Shantae games have always been just a lot of fun to play through, and they don't get enough praise, so I'm putting it here in my number 10 spot. It's a lot of fun. I'd recommend picking it up if you can find it for cheap, or any of the other Shantae games for that matter. They're all a lot of fun. Give it a chance, because definitely one of the better platforming games on the market, especially nowadays.
25 years after our world was ripped apart from the inside, we had peace. But then, those we loved were taken.
Mom!
And everything changed.
Gears of War 4, man, it's a return to a series I've loved for a very long time. I love Gears of War, and this game is exactly what I was expecting when I went into it. It's a very fast, fun, and action-packed, romp through multiple different locations as far as the single player goes. Lots of returning characters and, fun things and darkness and, dead things and bodies and chainsaw guns and everything you want out of a Gears of War game. It's all here. Multiplayer is fast and fun. Horde mode is fast and fun. It's just a ton of fun. The game plays good. It runs good, even on Xbox, and it's definitely a lot of fun. If you have an Xbox One or a PC, definitely recommend picking this up. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. This game improved over pretty much every single aspect of the first game, including 60 FPS on consoles. Dear God, I can't tell you how annoying that 30 FPS got in the first game. But this game's great. Honestly, it's got its flaws, it's got its problems. Not everyone's into Dragon Ball Z, but it's a great game. It's a fun fighting game. It's nowhere near like Budokai 3 or whatever, any of those actual real fighting games. But for what this game is, it's a fun little, action RPG fighting game thing. It's a nice little hybrid game that's tons of fun, got tons of side quests, and it has content from all the new Dragon Ball Super stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's even got its own little interesting little story, like what if scenario stories and all kinds of cool stuff. And plus you can play it with your buddies, and it's kind of like a Dragon Ball version of like Destiny or The Division. It's kind of weird how they mix all this stuff together into a fighting game, especially one about Dragon Ball, but hey, it's a ton of fun. You get to make your own character and, patrol time and history and fight all kinds of Dragon Ball characters and do all kinds of cool moves. You can go Super Saiyan, man, your own OC Super Saiyan. That's the dream. So definitely recommend picking this up. Lots of fun.
Where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge.
Dark Souls 3. Now I know not everyone's a big fan of the series, but it's a lot of fun. I know not everyone, is a huge fan of the whole beat your face against the wall until either you break or it breaks type gameplay that this game offers, but Dark Souls 3 does a lot of things to really shake up the formula a bit more than the other games have. Takes a lot of elements of Bloodborne, and based on what I'm hearing, this may be the last Dark Souls game, and if that's true, this is a heck of a game to go out on. I had a lot of fun with this, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who's a fan of the Souls series. But if you're a fan of the Souls series, you already have this game and already know how great it is, so no use for me to talk about it too much here. It's good, I enjoyed it, definitely one of my favorite games this year. Forza Horizon 3. So for those of you who don't know, Forza Horizon is a fantastic series. It's a spin-off series of the regular Forza Motorsport games, which are like simulation racers, I guess you could say. They're more, I guess you could say, more serious. But the Horizon series, it's an open world festival that takes place, takes place here in all these, crazy awesome locales. This game takes place in Australia. This is, I know I said this in my Forza Horizon 2 when I gave that number 3 spot on the 2014 list, but this game is the best looking game on Xbox. It's so awesome how every year they keep pushing the boundaries of this stuff. I mean, Forza 6 looked phenomenal, but this somehow just looks 100 times better than Forza 6 ever could. It looks really good, it plays really well, the driving mechanics have never been better. The Australian locale is gorgeous, the whole party aspect, the music's fantastic. If you have a PC or an Xbox, this is the best Xbox game of the entire year. Possibly my favorite Xbox game that's ever come out, honestly. It's that good. Give it a shot. Civilization 6. So the Civilization games are definitely my favorite strategy series of all time. Tons of fun to play through, lots of different ways to, it caters to a lot of different play styles. And I know not everyone's into the whole 4X gameplay thing, but honestly it works really well with the series and it's a ton of fun to play through, especially with friends. For those of you who are PC gamers, if you haven't given the series a shot, I definitely recommend starting here. It's a really good jumping off point, really easy to understand for new players, and still deep enough for the veterans to get a lot of fun out of it. A lot of cool new things added to the series in this game, and it's definitely one of the better games this year.
You've returned.
Doom 4, or Doom, I guess, or Doom 2016, the Doom reboot, whatever we're calling it now, just Doom. It's fantastic, it's a ton of fun, and it's something I honestly didn't even expect. I mean, we had the recent reboot of Wolfenstein that was amazing here, and they did the exact same thing with Doom. They kept it, safe to the franchise roots, but they also modernized it in certain ways that didn't compromise the gameplay too much, and it's a ton of fun. It honestly looks amazing, it plays amazing, and it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. There's nothing else to say. It's just a ton of fun. Please get this game. Favorite single player shooter of the year. Transitioning rather seamlessly into my favorite multiplayer shooter of this year. It's Overwatch, of course. What else would it be? Overwatch is great. I mean, Blizzard really spawned an esports sensation practically overnight. It was a huge gamble that they took, releasing a arena hero shooter like this when the market's already kind of got some already, and it's not really Blizzard's forte, what they're known for, but hey, it paid off in droves. Overwatch sold amazingly, it's got a huge fan base, it's an esports sensation, it's really good team-based fun, it's colorful, easy to pick up, hard to master. It's a great game, honestly. I know that a lot of people were putting it their #1 best game of the year lists. That's not, I don't think it's the best game that came out this year personally, nor do I think it's the worst game like some other people think. I mean, the opinions on this game are so varied, it's ridiculous, but definitely not my favorite game that came out this year, but a dang fine good one, that's for sure. Definitely deserves my #3 spot, gets the bronze medal of the year.
Nathan Drake, that 2-bit thief. Risking it all for some piece of treasure. I guess that's how they know me. How they'll remember me. But that's not who I am.
PlayStation.
Guys, Uncharted 4 is something special, okay? I know it's not perfect, it's got its flaws and its issues, but it is dang good, and it is something we're gonna remember for years to come, okay? I love the Uncharted games. I love all of them. They are just one of the marvels of storytelling in video games, and masterfully voice acted, masterfully animated, and a load of fun. Uncharted 4 is no different. It caps off the series in a phenomenal way, and if you haven't played the first 3 games, definitely go and buy the Nathan Drake collection, and then after you're done with that, play this, because if you have a PS4 and you don't have the Uncharted games, you're doing something wrong, and you need to fix that as soon as possible. Uncharted 4 is fantastic game, and as much as I wanted to put it as my number 1, I just couldn't. You'll see why in a moment, but know that Uncharted 4 is definitely an amazing good time. Definitely 10 out of 10 material in my book. Even though it's not perfect, still a 10 out of 10 because it does so many things right, and it caps off the series in such a phenomenal way that I can't not give it a 10 out of 10. I would have reviewed this game if I had the time, but definitely phenomenal game. You know, I might still review it. I mean, I spoiled the score in this video here, but who cares? I'll review it anyways. I'll review it sometime this month, but amazing game, but still not my favorite game of the year. I'm going to take this time to bring out some quick honorable mentions. So, just kind of going down the list of games I really enjoyed this year that didn't make it on the list. We have Super Hot, super fun game, Dead Rising 4, Inside, Pokemon Sun and Moon, Grand Kingdom, World of Final Fantasy, NBA 2K17, surprisingly. You'd be surprised at actually how good that game is. It's like a basketball role-playing game. It's super fun. Anyways, Battlefield 1, hated it at first, but then realized I was probably, you know, playing it wrong, so I tried playing it on PC. So much better there. Also, specifically Titanfall 2's campaign. The multiplayer is garbage, but the campaign's super good. And Infinite Warfare's campaign as well. Super fun. Zombies is alright too. But without further ado, my favorite game of this year. Final Fantasy 15. I know, I wanted to put Uncharted 4 here as much as the next guy, but when I really looked back at this year, the best game that I played, the one I had the most fun with, the one I enjoyed the most, it's Final Fantasy 15, guys. I know, this game is flawed, it has its problems just like Uncharted 4 does, but oh man is this game good. It's something special. It's on an entirely new level. That's how good this game is, and yes, it's got problems, but it's still phenomenal, and it is definitely the most fun I had in a game this entire year. I've been a huge Final Fantasy fan since birth, basically, and I've played all of them. I've loved the majority of them, and this is a return to the form for the series for me. I know it does a lot of things differently, and it takes a lot of directional choices that are, different from past Final Fantasy games, but honestly, I think all the changes work really well, especially for this game here, with what they're trying to accomplish. It's a huge load of fun. I love this game to pieces, and honestly, it's my favorite game this entire year. That's why it's here on the list. As much as there's an argument to be made for Uncharted 4, I still stand by it. This is my favorite game of the year. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because I am planning on doing a review on it later this month, so look out for that as well as the Uncharted 4 review. But I love it. Just simply put, I love this game, and it's the best game I've played all year. So tell me what you guys think down below. I know this list is probably not going to be the same list as the one you guys come up with, but hey, that's why it's my list, right? But let me know what you guys think down below. What is your favorite game of 2016? Definitely would like to hear it. And also explain to me why it's Uncharted 4, because I know you're going to put Uncharted 4. But seriously, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Glad to be back, guys.